I'm going to say something that most traders don't want to hear. Accuracy is not about being smart. It's about being ready. I want you to imagine this for a moment. You're staring at your screen. The market is moving. Candles are printing fast. Twitter is loud. Indicators are screaming. Your heart rate is up. And deep inside, there's this pressure. If I don't act now, I'll miss it. That moment right there. That's where most traders lose. Not because they were wrong, but because they struck without accuracy. I'm speaking to you directly now, trader to trader. Because, Jesse, Livermore understood something that modern traders still struggle with. The market does not reward effort, speed, or intelligence. It rewards precision. Livermore didn't trade often. He didn't chase every move. He waited, sometimes painfully, until the market aligned with his moment. When he struck, it wasn't hope. It wasn't excitement. It was certainty built on discipline. This documentary is about that moment. The moment before the trade. The moment where accuracy is decided, long before profit or loss appears. Most people think Livermore's success came from his entries. That's only half the truth. His real edge came from knowing when not to act. He once said that the big money wasn't in the buying or the selling, but in the waiting. And waiting for a trader is psychological torture. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Modern traders are trained to react, not to wait. We're taught strategies, setups, indicators, but almost never taught timing discipline. Accuracy isn't about predicting the market. It's about aligning yourself emotionally and mentally with the market's rhythm. Let me ask you something and be honest with yourself. How many of your losing trades came from boredom? From impatience? From the need to do something? That wasn't bad analysis. That was bad timing. What do you struggle with more? Waiting for the right trade or resisting the wrong one? Comment your thoughts below. Livermore believed that the market moves in phases, and only certain moments are worth attacking. He didn't see trading as constant action. He saw it as a hunt, and a good hunter doesn't fire at every sound in the forest. He waits for the clean shot. This is where accuracy really begins, not on the chart, but in the mind. Because the market is designed to tempt you early and punish you for acting too soon. In today's world, accuracy has been confused with win rate. But Livermore's accuracy formula had nothing to do with being right often. It was about being right when it mattered most. One trade at the right time could outperform 10 rushed trades driven by emotion. As we move forward, I want you to shift how you think. This is not a video about entries. This is a documentary about self-control under pressure. In the next section, we're going to step inside the trader's mind, the silent battle between patience and impulse. The inner conflict that decides your fate before you ever click buy or sell. Because before the market ever moves against you, you usually move against yourself. The most dangerous market you will ever trade is the one inside your own head. Before any trade becomes a number on your screen, it first becomes a thought, a whisper, a temptation, a feeling. And that's where the real battle begins. I want you to understand this. Clearly, the market doesn't force you into bad trades. Your psychology invites them. I've been there. You've been there. Watching price move without you. Feeling that slow burn in your chest as the chart does exactly what you expected, but without your position. And suddenly, accuracy doesn't matter anymore. Discipline doesn't matter. All that matters is relief. Relief from regret. Relief from missing out. That's the paradox of trading. The market rewards patience, but punishes the emotional cost of waiting. Jesse Livermore understood this inner conflict better than anyone. He knew that the hardest part of trading wasn't analysis, it was endurance. Endurance against boredom, endurance against doubt, endurance against the ego screaming, "Prove you're right." Livermore once said that after years in the market, he learned that his biggest losses didn't come from being wrong, but from acting on feelings instead of facts. Think about that. How many times have you broken your own rules, not because the setup was bad, but because you were uncomfortable? The market has a cruel way of exposing weakness. When you're impatient, it moves slowly. When you rush, it reverses. When you hesitate, it runs without you. And in that tension, traders start doing irrational things. They lower their standards. They redefine their setups. They convince themselves that this time is different. Accuracy becomes flexible. Rules become suggestions. This is where Livermore separated himself from the crowd. He accepted discomfort as part of the profession. Waiting wasn't a flaw, it was the price of accuracy. He believed that if a trade caused emotional stress before entry, it was already compromised. Because the market doesn't need to beat you, you'll do that yourself. Modern traders face this conflict at an even higher intensity. Notifications, signals, influencers, algorithms, everyone has an opinion, and every opinion creates urgency. But urgency is the enemy of precision. Let me ask you something uncomfortable. When was the last time you did nothing even though you wanted to trade? Doing nothing feels like failure, but Livermore saw it differently. He saw restraint as strength. He knew that capital preservation wasn't just about stop losses, it was about protecting your mental clarity. Here's the hard truth. If you can't sit through uncertainty, you don't deserve certainty. Accuracy requires emotional neutrality, and emotional neutrality requires accepting that you will often feel wrong before you are proven right. Most traders can't survive that phase. They need action to validate themselves. Be honest. Have you ever entered a trade just to escape the feeling of waiting? Comment below. Livermore waited for moments where the market made the decision for him, where price, volume, and behavior aligned so clearly that hesitation disappeared. Not because he was fearless, but because the market had removed doubt. In the next section, we're going to expose the psychological trap that destroys accuracy, the illusion that being active means being productive. This is the core problem that keeps traders busy, exhausted, and consistently unprofitable. Because the market doesn't pay you for effort. It pays you for timing.